Hey guys, welcome back to Talkhouse. So, are you currently in the market looking for a minivan that ticks the boxes of practicality, efficiency, and still offers luxury at a budget? Well, look no further. Why? Because the 2018 Honda Odyssey, or the 2018 Honda Elysion as it is referred to as in China, offers luxury at a budget while still being friendly to your pocket. Well, you're going to review the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute and get to know why is it one of the most sought out minivans, especially in the American market, while still Kenyans do not embrace the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute. Well, stick with me and we'll review the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute. Now, what is the prima facie of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute? Looking at the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, they try to utilize a very minimalistic yet engaging design language. For the design language, they chose the flying wing design language. What is the flying wing design language, if you may ask? This is a design language that encompasses the complementary front grille of the Honda Odyssey, just to add a sense of refinement, elegance, and luxury onto this car. Onto your headlights, we have very nice LED headlights that just pop up and make this car look a little bit bold and aggressive. Also, these headlights, they are LED headlights, meaning you also have your turn signals on your headlights, and if you flow down onto your bumper, you also have very nice daytime running lights on your bumper. Flowing onto your front grille, you also have very nice front grille engraved with very nice chrome appendages, just to remind you that this is a luxury minivan. Also engraved on your front grille, you also have your front camera that will include features such as the 360 surround view cameras on this car. Also on your front bumper, you also have very nice parking sensors, just help you to park this car in tight spaces, especially if you live in urban centers where spaces might be of concern. So let's pop the hood of this car and let's check what powers the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute. Now, what do we have under the hood of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute? Under the hood of this car, you have a 2400cc inline 4 natural aspirated dual overhead camshaft engine that produces around 187 horsepower and 237 Newton meters of torque. However, you are not only limited to this engine option only. There are a variety of engine options that can come with this car depending on the market which is tailored for. For the American market, you get a 3.5 liter V6 petrol engine that produces around, give or take, 248 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. However, for the Japanese market, you only get two main engine options. You only get a 2400cc engine like this one which you have today, and a 2 liter hybrid engine. However, for the 2400cc engine option, you can get it with a variety of horsepower, or a variety of figures in the horsepower and the Newton meters. For the Absolute one, you get 237 Newton meters of torque and 187 horsepower. However, you can still get the same 2400cc inline 4 petrol that comes with either 190 horsepower or 237 Newton meters of torque, or you can also get the 2400cc one that also comes with around 175 horsepower and 225 Newton meters of torque. The 2400cc inline 4 is denoted by the code K24W. However, if you decide to go into the American market, which you do not import cars from, you get a 3.5 liter V6 that comes with around 248 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. However, how is power delivered to the front wheels of this car? This car can either come in as a front wheel or a rear wheel drive option. However, for the 2018 Honda Absolute, do not have all-wheel drive variant for this car. It only comes with either front wheel or rear wheel drive variants. So once you step at the interior of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, you can tell that this is not your average minivan like maybe your Toyota Noah or your Toyota Voxy. Well, this is a car that is tailored for people who love luxury, who love the nice things in life. So when we'll be discussing the interior of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, we'll talk away from our driver's hand side as we progress into the passenger's hand side. So starting with the steering wheel, you have a very nice multifunctional leather steering wheel engraved with a very nice leather around it, just to remind you that this is not your average minivan, but it is tailored for people who love nice things in life. So on your multifunctional steering wheel, on your on your left hand side, you have your conventional button that will control your media. You can adjust your volume, or you can reduce the volume of the infotainment system. Also flowing on to the right hand side of the steering wheel, you also have very nice buttons that will be used to adjust the distance when you are cruising or when you are using the cruise control. Also have your buttons that will give you the information that you need on the cluster of the dashboard. Also, when you look at the steering wheel of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, you have been given paddle shifters. However, I keep on insisting that paddle shifters are not the best option, especially if you have a CVT gearbox in our case. But it just gives that fancy vibe, that luxury vibe for you. However, the paddle shifters can be used maybe if you engage this kind of sport mode, where on the right hand side you have your place where you can engage your gears, and on the right hand side you can have where you can downshift. However, for paddle shifters on a CVT gearbox is not the best combination you'll get. So also on the stocks, you also have very nice features like your buttons that will be able to change the 360 surround view of this car, because this car is a large minivan and you can have a lot of blind spot, especially if you're maneuvering in tight spaces. To solve that, the people who are engineering the Honda Odyssey, they decided why should we not give these people a 360 surround view camera on this car. So on the stock, for your indicators, you have a button that will be used to control the 360 surround cameras, so that you can be able to see what is ahead of you, under your wheels, and at the rear of the car. So progressing onto your dashboard, you have a very nice dashboard engraved with some piano black accent engraved in a wood finish, just to give that sense of luxury vibe and to it. Following on to your center console, you have a very nice big infotainment system that just gets the job done. Also flowing on to your center console, you also have a column mounted gear shift knob. It just gets the job done. Also, it has some silver or chrome appendages around it, just to remind you that this is not your average minivan. Also, your start and stop engine button, it also has some chrome like engraving around it, just to remind you that this is a luxury minivan. Also on your AC control, you also have touchscreen AC, which it just gets the job done, but I'm not a fan of touchscreen AC. I wish they would have opted for buttons and dials as compared to the touchscreen AC, but I'm not I won't complain. Some people find them fancy, some people don't like them. However, for me, I'll prefer the buttons and dials for your AC control. Also flowing down, you also have a place for your HDMI cables. You also have a place where you can charge your phone via USB-C, your USB cable, and also have your 12-volt power socket on the center console. Also, you have your idling stop button. What does idling stop do? It means that if you're cruising on this car and maybe you find yourself in traffic, if you let go of your accelerator, the engine will stop, and if you tap the accelerator, the engine will turn on back. Also flowing onto a center console, the guys at Honda did a very nice job having a place where you can put maybe your phone, and it is also retractable, meaning you can also choose to keep it down or pull it up. Also have a place where you can place your cup holders, which just adds a sense of conveniency onto this car. Also flowing onto your dashboard, you also have a very nice dashboard engraved in soft touch material and not hard cheap plastics. Also on your door cards, you also have that nice piano black accent flowing onto your door cards. Also on this car, the front seats are electronically controlled, full electronic control, and they are leather seats, and they're inspired by the Captain design seats. Captain design seats meaning they have armrests for both front seats. Also at the rear, you'll see that we also have captain seats for the rear. If you cross to the rear, you'll find that the seats they need some technical know-how on how to operate these seats, but we'll get to the rear once we go there. However, for the front seats, you have very nice captain seats that just tuck you in really well, and they're electric, meaning you can adjust them electronically. You can either lift them up, move them back, move them front, or you can move them down depending on your desired driving position. However, these seats are also heated and cooled, meaning if you live in places that are too cold, you can either decide to warm up your seat, or if you live in places that are too hot, you can decide also to cool your seats, just adding some few senses of luxury and refinement to this car. Also like I said, your side mirrors also have your blind spot monitoring system, meaning if someone tailgates you, you'll get some amber flashing lights at your side mirror. Also flowing onto your driver's hand side, you also have very nice buttons and very nice features. You also have your lane departure warning button where you can turn them on or turn them off. You also have your parking sensors, which sometimes they can be annoying, especially in Kenyan traffic where people like tailgating you. You can either turn them on or you can either decide to turn them off. You also have your traction control button where you can decide to turn it on or turn it off. You also have your collision assist button where if you get close to another car, you'll get warnings. You can also decide either to turn them on or turn them off. Also in this car, you also have buttons that will be used to automatically open or automatically close the door, and you also have that on your key fob, just to add that sense of luxury and refinement to this car, because like I told you, this car is suited for people who love the finer things in life. Also on this car, like I said, you also have auto locking windows, which are all of them are automatically controlled. So I think at the front here, I think like Honda did a very nice job, especially designing the front, the cockpit of this car, because this car directly competes with cars like the Nissan Elegant and the Toyota Velfire. However, I feel like this car it has been designed to the maximum it can be able to be designed to, because this car is for luxury purposes, and it's not a car that will go hauling things or hauling a lot of luggage, especially those people who like hauling things in Probox and Sientas. This is not that car for that job. This is a car for people who value peace of mind, luxury and refinement. This car can be used for people who maybe are opting in to do the VIP business. Maybe you can be able to ferry passengers, VIP passengers, and also you can use it for your family. Also on the dashboard, you also have very nice quarter glasses, just that will be used to eliminate blind spots in this car, because this car is rather huge and you can have you can have blind spots, especially on your A pillar. To solve that, Honda decided to give you some nice quarter glasses to eliminate blind spots on this car. Also at the top, you also have somewhere you can place your goggles, and you also have a very nice mirror that can be used to view your passengers at the rear. And you also have your very nice reading lights, which they are automatic, and you also have lights for the door on and the door off. However, if you cross to the rear, you will tell that this car is suited specifically for the luxury market. So let's open the rear and let's see what it has to offer as the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute. And you will tell me, does the comfort in this car or does the things that this car offer are close to that of a Velfire or a Nissan Elegant? You will be the judge and you'll tell me that. So let's cross to the rear and let's see what it has to offer as the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute. So once you hop at the interior of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, you can tell that this car has been specifically tailored for people who value luxury and refinement. So at the rear, you also have very nice leather seats that are captain seats, and they really tuck you in very well and ensure that you are comfortable, especially if you are doing long haul drives or you are being ferried for long distances. So at the rear, you can tell that you have very nice piano black accent, and if that was not enough, Honda really said that, you know what, for luxury people they value privacy, and also decided to install for you very nice curtain blinders, just to add a sense of privacy to this car. Also, you also have a very nice reading lights at the top, which are also for the passenger at the second row, and also for passengers at the third row. So that row. Also, have your very nice AC vents, just to ensure that all the passengers that are being ferried on this car can also enjoy the AC. And did I mention that this car comes with a 4-zone climatic AC control, meaning passengers at the front can adjust their own temperature, while passengers at the rear can adjust their own temperature settings via this panel on top of here. And speaking of this, you also have a very nice infotainment system for the passengers at the rear, just to add a sense of luxury and refinement to this car. Also, this car, you also have very nice seats that you can adjust them depending on the level of comfort that you want. You see, you can either decide to recline the seats fully, and also have a place where your feet can rest on the thigh support. Also, this car can recline fully at the rear, meaning you can be able to enjoy very long trips and you will not be able to get tired, because the guys at Honda, they really valued their customers, and they wanted to ensure that their customers feel comfortable along the way. So let's hop at the third row of seats and let's see, does it really fit an adult, or is it just maybe for the kids that will fit at the rear? So at the third row of seats of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, I can tell you that this car was specifically tailored for the people who love luxury and refinement, as well as those people who have large families and they also want to ferry their families in luxury. So at the rear, as you can see, I have ample headroom and I also have ample knee room. Assuming the passengers at the second row of seats, their seats are fixed here, you can tell that I have adequate knee space and I'm also very much comfortable, meaning that the third row of seats can comfortably hold adults or can comfortably hold tall people, because I'm not the tallest person or the shortest person, but I am still very much comfortable while I am seated at the third row of seats. Also, like I told you, this car also has AC vents for the passengers at the third row of seats, and you can easily see the infotainment screen that is placed on the second row of seats. Also, the passengers at the third row of seats, they can also adjust their AC depending on how they want to feel their AC to feel like. Also, at the rear, you also have very nice cup holders for the passengers who will be seated at the third row of seats. And also, if that is not enough, and the passengers at the third row of seats, they are also being placed with a 12 volts power outlet, meaning those people who do not charge their phones, they can comfortably cruise with the 2018 Honda Odyssey, knowing that they will not disturb the people with their Type-C chargers. So to a lift when you are connected charge simu, ukikaa hapa kwa Honda Odyssey, you are covered because you also have a charging port at the third row of seats. So let's check the side profile of the 2018 Honda Odyssey as we progress into the boot, and we see, does it really pack the much space as it parks at the interior. So on the side profile of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, Honda decided to choose a design language by the name the Lightning Belt Boatline Design Language. This design language runs across the side profile of the 2018 Honda Odyssey, hiding the railing of the sliding door just to make it feel a little bit luxurious and to make it have that refined look. So this car sits on size 16 alloy wheels that come as standard. However, on the front you have your conventional McPherson straps suspended on coil springs, while at the rear you have your rear torsion beam suspended on coil springs. So this car considerably sits quite low, therefore giving you a very high roof. However, the car is adequately streamlined, making it look a little bit elegant and feel luxurious at the same time. Do tell me in the comment section below, would you prefer this over the Velfire, or would you prefer this over maybe the Nissan Elegant? But for me, for the looks, I think the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute looks better as compared to the two competitors. So let's move at the rear and let's see what the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute has to pack at the rear. So at the rear of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, you can tell that the design language not only stops at the front, but it is also carried at the rear of this car. So at the rear you have a very nice LED rear lights that just illuminate and make this car stand out, especially among the competitors. Flowing down, you also have your very nice Odyssey badging, and if you flow onto your right hand side, you also have your Absolute badging. And the Absolute badging is just an indication to separate the base, the entry model of the Honda Odyssey and the luxury brand of the Honda Odyssey. So the Absolute model stands in between the base model and the luxury brand and the top model of the Honda Odyssey. So following, you also have a very nice chrome appendages, just to remind you that this is a luxury minivan. On top you also have a very nice roof spoiler. Engraved in it you also have your very nice rear braking lights. Also you can tell that this car sits quite narrower as compared to maybe the competitors like the Nissan Elegant and the Toyota Velfire, which sit quite taller and narrower. But this one, for the 2018 Honda Odyssey, it is quite wide as compared to the competitors. So let's open the bonnet, the trunk, and let's see what packs under the trunk of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute. So when you open the trunk of the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute, you can tell that there is adequate space to carry around enough luggage for maybe 6 people or 7 people, depending on the number of people you're going to carry in this car. However, if you lift the third row of seats, the space might be a little bit compromised. However, that does not limit you to carry quite a large number of goods, because you can also decide to fold the rear seats, and you can also have ample space for the luggage for 4 people. So you tell me in the comment section below, do you prefer the 2018 Honda Absolute over maybe the Nissan Elegant or the Toyota Velfire? because if you talk matters value for money, currently the 2018 Honda Absolute goes for 2.2 million Kenya shillings at Kangman Autos along Kiambu Road. However, if you compare it to the competitors like the Nissan Elegant, the Nissan Elegant stretches way more. It goes to figures like maybe 2.6 or 2.7 million depending on the condition of the car. However, for the Toyota Velfire, it goes to anything above 3.3 million or 3.9 million, depending on how you source your car or the condition of the car. So if you ask me, does the 2018 Honda Odyssey Absolute offer value for money? Yes, it offers value for money. We're still giving you luxurious features at a budget. Do tell me in the comment section below, will you prefer this or will you take the 2018 Nissan Serena or the 2018 Toyota Velfire? So if you like the video, if you enjoyed the video, like, share, comment and subscribe. And please, majority of our viewers have not yet subscribed, so subscribe and hit that like button so that this video can be recommended to other viewers. So until next time, adios.